Good morning everybody, and this is your DAX setups for today. So fairly strong move down to start the week, and then this does look like a little bit of a flag forming, to be honest. This is the closest bit of structure that we have ahead of us, which is 18,485. I'm not entirely convinced that we have a second move coming to the downside. I'm also not entirely convinced that we're going to move back to the upside. So if you just have a look at the oscillators for the Q, we do have diversions. You can see there is the swing low, this is the swing low, which is higher than that, and then you have the oscillators, which is lower than that. Look at the oscillator at the moment, separated and crossed over, or starting to cross over and pointing up. That's an indication we're looking for a move to the upside. This to me looks like a flag. So we don't really have decent information here at the moment. Now obviously I'm just going to put these two levels in as well. When we start drilling down through the time frames, obviously you see that this starts becoming a fairly interesting zone of resistance. Now moving averages here have flattened out. I can't say they've crossed over, they're just flat, which is an indication that we are ranging. Oscillators did bounce and then I've come together again, which is looking like an opportunity for a short. This to me, let's just put it in on the hour, it'll be clearer to see. But this to me, if you put your diagonals in here along the top like that and along the bottom like that, and you go open any trading textbook, that will be classified as a flag. Strong move down, consolidation, flag. You're looking for a break to the downside. Now, what I don't like about the theory is the oscillators all over the place. Firstly, I would like to see the oscillators group to the upside, something like this or this. See how that looks. There's another grouping to the upside. But that's kind of what we want to see in this kind of scenario, and preferably below the moving averages as well. So at the moment we're above the moving averages. We're in a very strong bull trend, so I'll take this bearish setup with a big pinch of salt. And if you look at what happened yesterday, lots of tails to the upside, lots of tails to the downside, so no real direction. It just really looks like algorithm training. And you probably had some people that were holding on to longs, got in at the top here and holding on to it and basically got burnt. So this would be a lot of people just really confused and not knowing what's happening. So that's kind of the setup that we've got here. Now, if we just look at the logic and just put the emotion out of it, from the 15-minute perspective, we are in amongst all the moving averages. So the wise thing to do would be ignore the flag, just assume that it's not there, and you're looking for breaks of structure. The first break of structure to the downside is going to be at 18,412. There is a bit of a gap that's still open, and that is, where is that, 18,392, and if you look left, there's a lot of structure here on my cursor, so that you probably find support would be found there. I don't think you'd want to, it'll break through there. So what we're saying is break through 18,412, find support lower down, turn around, come back, reject this area at 18,412, so in other words, pin bar, inside bar, engulfing bar, and start rolling. That would be your signal for short, and that, in my opinion, would give you the possibility of the flag playing out to the downside. So it's worth taking a shot. A tight stop loss is possible because it can go against you. Then on the other side of the coin, you may find that this is just a range. We pull back onto 18,412, pin bars, inside bars on this level, and we start rolling up. I think you'll be captured by 18,444. So I would prefer a break of 18,444, pull back, build a base on here. So again, pin bars, inside bars, engulfing bars, and you're looking for a long to 18,485. That's kind of the structure that I'm looking at the moment. This to me is not conducive to longs or shorts right now. So could be a flag, but then again, it could also sort of fizzle out of the flag and into a fairly strong channel, and then you just continue along the channel. One thing that you do need to bear in mind is if you get your diagonal in here, we are just trailing up along the diagonal support. So there is merit for this being a flag. Definitely being merit for this being a flag. This downward pressure from the beginning of the week took out almost a whole week of bullish bars. So I'm really cautious. I'm not. We are in an uptrend, so you need to be buying. I mean, that is the basic rule. But I'm very, very cautious in the fact that if we do break the structures to the downside and come back to test and reject, then you have a fairly strong possibility of something like this. And if you look just below us, look at the strong area of potential support we have here at 18,032, and measured move target would be 18,147. So that's definitely on the cards, but it is against the bigger trends, so take it with a big pinch of salt. Rather get down to 15 minutes and just watch what's going to happen. If we were below all the moving averages here, I'd be more bearish, but the fact that we're in amongst the moving averages, this is a range and you have no idea which way it's going to go. So wait for the break of those two levels I've given you, wait for the retest, and only trade on that retest, and if the retest of that level is exact. If it's just below the level or just above the level, forget it, don't take it, wait for the next setup. Anyway, that's kind of my view for today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.